how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Of course. Thank you so much for meeting me today. I just want to go ahead and go over whatever we do talk about today. Stays between us and stays in this room. It does not get shared outside of this room.
I'm sorry, I just need to log off my computer.
Oh,
Is
no
that okay?
problem. Yeah, of course. No problem. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to go ahead and remind you that whatever we do talk about stays here in this room, and I want you to make sure that you feel safe and comfortable. Okay?
Thank you.
Of course. Yeah. So how was your week?
It was busy.
It was busy?
Very busy. You know, after the holiday weekend and, you know, just the holidays finishing and getting back into school. It's been a little stressful, but it's okay. It's good. I'm back in the groove.
Yeah, it's the second week of school, so you're getting into the groove of things. How are your classes going?
They're busy.
Yes.
They're very, very busy. Challenging,
Yeah.
but good.
Do you have any exams coming up or any projects?
Always projects.
Okay.
Always projects. Thank you for asking.
Of course, no problem. So I just want to go ahead and recap of what we spoke about last week. It was regarding, you know, basically going over your career path and what you would like to go for. You mentioned that you're in the nursing program. Both of your parents do work in the medical field, so you do feel somewhat pressured as into go into the medical field as well. But you're sharing with me some ideas and other career paths that you were actually interested in that you have not mentioned to your parents. You mentioned, was it archaeology as one? I remember architecture was two.
Yes.
And then interior design, was that the third one?
Yes. Interior design was the third one.
Oh, okay, no problem. So can you tell me about, did you go over and think about the possibilities of which career you may be more interested in?
So I did some homework.
Okay.
You know, you mentioned or you shared with me maybe I should do a little bit more research on, you know, what it really entails to go into these career paths, because it's very different than what my career path, my current career path is. It's a whole different direction. So I looked into archaeology because, you know, it's so interesting to me. History is very interesting, but the pay is really bad.
Really? That's interesting.
You know, it's really tough, you know. So I like nice things just because, you know, my parents always give me nice things.
Okay.
So, you know,
May I ask, when you say the pay is bad, could you go ahead and possibly elaborate on what you consider as bad?
Well, I don't think it's bad. I just think you have to write a lot of grants, you know, you have to get some sponsorships, and you know, you never know when your grants are gonna run out.
Okay.
It's not like you get a paycheck every 2 weeks.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
At least the paths that I want to do, because I want to go more into archaeology. You know, I want to travel to Egypt and, you know, do some discoveries of mummies and, you know, learned about old kings and queens, you know, like Nefertiti and, you know, King Tut and all those things. And that requires, you know, sometimes you have to get grants and you have to know politicians because, you know, these are like their country's values.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I can build those relationships.
Okay.
You know, or I have really bad asthma, so imagine being out there in the desert with the dirt and the dust. And so the idea, I think I'm in love of the idea, but when you think about it practically, what you mentioned last week, yeah, it's probably not. I think I'd just rather go to the museums instead. So I took that off my list.
Okay.
So then I'm down to architecture and interior design. So you know, I'm kind of tossing or toggling between both of them. You know, they're both very appealing to me. So I think I really probably have to do a little bit more research, but at least I feel that I'm towards the right path of choosing something, that I would enjoy to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think nursing it's a great career. You help people. You always have a job, and there's a lot of good benefits. You can do a lot of things. There's a lot of pros, but it's just not my calling.
Okay.
It's just it's just not my thing. I think because my parents work in the medical field and I see how unhappy they are. I think I just don't want that.
Yeah.
And it's just not me. And I feel that if you're gonna do that, you have to have the passion, and I'm just not passionate about it. Do you see what I'm coming from?
Yeah, I definitely can understand what you're saying. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now, do you feel passionate about architecture or interior design, one more than the other, perhaps?
I think I'm leaning more towards interior design.
Okay.
I really enjoy organizing things and looking at the big picture and making it come a reality, and I really enjoy putting things together that nobody else would think about. And
Okay.
I don't know, I really enjoy that. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I think I enjoy that.
Okay.
So I think I'm leaning towards that, but again, I'm not 100% sure.
Absolutely. And now that you said that you like to organize, now what type of things do you like to organize? Now I have an idea what interior design is. On my perspective, I think, it's pretty much putting things together in the house or maybe in a lobby of a business. I mean, I'm not sure. Am I somewhere along the lines, or could you tell me a little more about interior design?
Yeah, like probably set up interior, do like interior designing for the movie industry.
Okay.
Putting sets together.
Wow.
Making Hollywood magic.
Ooh,
I
okay.
mean, that's what's really appealing to me. Not so much organizing someone's closet.
Okay, gotcha. Now I understand.
So it's more doing, set designs. I guess
Okay.
interior design is a bad word, but set designs. My parents have friends who work in the movie industry, and they always talk about all the designs and the sets that they do, and it's a lot of work. I mean, it's, you put 14, 16 hour a day, and, you have to go with what the director says and the producers, and you're trying to figure out what their vision is and putting it together, and that's really stressful, but it's so rewarding. That's my passion.
Oh, I'm really excited to hear you so excited about what you're passionate about.
And my parents' friends, she said, they both said that they can help me get an internship so I can go and see what it really means, not this vision that I have, but actually see the work. But they don't want me to, I'm afraid to tell my parents because I don't want them to get angry, but I think it's a great opportunity, and who knows, maybe once I see it, I may decide it's not really what I want to do, but
right. Or maybe something that you actually love to do and you can have that experience. Now that you mentioned the movie industry, is there a certain genre that you like to stick with, or?
no, I just think anything, I don't know how it works. I don't know if you stick to a certain genre, or once you do like an amazing, design, or once you work with different people, you start getting callbacks. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's exciting to me. I haven't been excited about something, it's always been, I'm just gonna go in the medical field like my mom and dad because that's what they want me to do.
Absolutely. And I would imagine every movie is different, every scene is different, so the fact that you may not really know what you're going to be working with, and the fact that you can let your creativity flow and be in charge and control of what you may envision, and you're pretty much putting it all together. So,
And you know, one of my aunts and uncles, one of my aunts, she does makeup for the movie industry.
Oh, wow.
So she said I can also, you know, I've gone to some sets with her.
Okay.
And it's a lot of work. It's surprising because you think it's very glamorous. It's not. She works really long hours. You know, and my uncle, he writes he writes scripts for some movies. So I do know people in the movie industry. So, you know, it's really exciting. I mean, it's not glamorous. Like I say, it's a lot of work and you put a lot of time and, you know, you travel a lot and you meet different people. But I think it's just rewarding.
Yeah.
It's really rewarding.
Okay, but now that you've gotten a little idea of how both your uncle and your aunt, you know, their work style is, do you see yourself potentially working those long hours, or, you know, I'm not sure what the time is, whether if it's daytime, early morning, you know, late night?
I don't think they have like you know, I think I like the fact that it's not a 9 to 5 job.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
You know, it's very, I think there's days that, you know, you may work 16, 18 hours a day. You know, you're probably away from your family a lot. It's probably not a good idea when you get married and have children. But, you know, if you're young and you're starting out, I think, you know, and you have people that can guide you and mentor you, I think it's a good way to go.
Yeah, okay. Now that you've told me this idea and your passion and your excitement, now could you share with me potentially where you can see yourself in the next 10 years?
You know, yeah, you know, the more I talk to you and the more we share, I feel that, you know, set design is one of the places that I think I like to venture to.
Okay.
You know, so I think that's where my passion has always been. You know, I like art, I like drawing, you know, I like creating things. So I think, yeah, thanks. Yeah, I never thought about that. Thanks for noticing that.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. Now, ultimately, you mentioned you do value your parents' opinions. It's very important, ultimately, you know, you don't want to disappoint your parents. How do you feel you may go ahead and approach your parents as into your passion for your change and career choice, that you really don't want to go to the nurse or continue your career, your education in nursing within the medical field, and want to go into the movie industry, specifically interior design?
I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm gonna approach that. And yeah, I definitely value my parents. That's really important to me, you know, their opinion, you know, what they think of me. I mean, I know they think I have tons of potential, and I always feel that I have to compete with them, or I have to meet their expectations or their guidelines and follow this little path that they have of me. You know, it's like I feel like they have my life planned, and if I don't follow it to the T, I'm going to disappoint them, and I don't think I can handle my parents' disappointment. It's like a big deal to me. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to feel that way. But I think it's important that I'm happy.
That's correct.
And you know, but I don't know how to do both.
Okay. And so it seems that you're pretty much in the dilemma that you want to go ahead and share with your parents, you know, your interest in interior design. However, you value their opinions, so therefore you don't want to disappoint them, so you feel that how may you approach them, telling them, okay, this is what I want to do instead. Now, have you looked into and researched what it would need for you to move forward into pursuing a career in interior design? As in, if you were to stop right now the classes that you're taking in the nursing program and switch all your classes, Have you thought about potentially, where your path would be headed? As in the type of credentials, the type of degree, anything like that?
No, I haven't looked into it because I just never thought about changing my career. I just thought this is what my parents want me to do. They know best. So I'm just gonna do it until I started meeting with you, which is kind of, made me realize that I'm not really happy with the way life is headed,
Yeah.
or at least in respective to my career choices.
Right. And I would say, in my own opinion, of course, we value our parents' opinions, and ultimately we do not want to disappoint our parents. However, do you think our parents would appreciate or like to see us unhappy with a career choice? Or do you think they would rather see us happy, in what we choose to do ultimately? Of course, they're going to look into the best interest because they want us to succeed and to become successful and, just have stability. But at the same time, I think, it's important for you to speak up for yourself and approach your parents in a manner where and you're confident, and that you've done your research, because they're going to ask you questions. They're going to want to know that you're not just getting up and changing this career path all of a sudden, to where if you go into another career path, are you going to just drop everything and lose interest and jump into another career? Not that saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I think ultimately your parents are going to be fear of the change and potential career path. But I think that if you present them with research and kind of thinking about the questions that they will ask you and having answers for, I think it would definitely help and just make yourself look, more confident in what you're bringing to the table. If that makes a little more sense.
So you're saying I should really choose my career choice and do some research and present it to my parents before I have the discussion with them?
Absolutely.
To get buy-in.
Yeah, because I think that it's important that you want to go ahead and create a plan. You want to make sure that you're comfortable. Do you plan on possibly speaking to one parent at a time, both at the same time? Would you want to do this at home in a comfortable room, possibly outside in public, maybe over dinner? These are definitely possibilities that, you have so many different scenarios. It's up to you where you want it and how and what time, and it's in your control, and it's all in your hands. And it's something that you should think about, because, you want to go ahead and make your change now. Because why are you going to continue something that you're ultimately not happy about? Make the change now.